What's up guys, my name's Terry, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do toilet bowls. How to do toilet bowls. Toilet bowls are a combination of mouth shape, tongue placement, distortion placement. That's it. For mouth shapes, we want to go for something that's going to allow us to have the lowest scream possible. So I use mouth shape that is commonly used for lows. So you drop the jaw, drop the mouth like this, and you do a low scream. Why do you want to do a low scream for toilet bowls? Well, it's because for toilet bowls, kind of similar to like pig squeals, you want to isolate the overtones, okay? So if you get the overtone in isolation, your technique, your guttural, your pig squeal, your toilet bowls in this case are gonna sound more prominent because you will be able to hear the overtones more clearly. Does that make sense? So low scream, as I said, drop the jaw, drop the mouth, make as much space in there as possible. Okay, and it's gonna sound like this. So you go from like a normal mid scream, so something like to a lower scream. So drop the jaw, drop the mouth like this, and go for a scream. So low scream. Now we come to the tongue placement part. Okay, you have your low scream, you want to move the tongue placement. Where do you place your tongue for this? Okay, it's up there. Okay, so the tongue goes like this and gonna go right behind the top row of your teeth. But for now, you don't really have a toilet bowl, because if I scream like this, it's gonna be like so we go from low scream to, which is a cool sound by itself, and you can use it, you know, on its own, but it's not really what we're looking for if we're looking for toilet bowls. So the only thing that's missing now is the distortion placement. But how do you move the distortion placement? Usually when I try to go for a specific distortion placement, I have a sound in mind. And in this case, similar to the pig squeal, by the way, I have a tutorial on how to do pig squeals. It's gonna be up there. Click on it if you wanna see it. But similar to pig squeal, the distortion placement for toilet bowls are kind of a U and E sound, okay? So very forward. We want a distortion placement that's forward, okay, for this. So I usually have the sound U or E, and I go for something like this. I go U, okay? So if we put together mouth shape, tongue placement, distortion placement, all together, we're gonna have a toilet bowl. So I'm gonna demonstrate now with the U, E sound. It's gonna sound like this. So you can hear it, the U, E, U, E. You know? So there you go. That's how to do toilet bowls, guys. Again, mouth shape, tongue placement, distortion placement. That is all, okay? And it's all about fine-tuning and finding the combination of all those three things that allow us to have the most prominent overtones, right? Where you can hear the overtones the most. And I have a quick tip for that. I talked about that in other videos, but what you can do to fine-tune before you start screaming is you can whisper. And by whispering like this, and I can hear that my mouth shape, tongue placement, and distortion placement sounds like what I'm looking for, which is, in this case, a toilet bowl, right? You can really hear it using the U-E sound again, and the tongue placement, like I said, behind the top row of your teeth. And what that allows us to do is, instead of like screaming for like an hour trying to find it, you fine tune so you know exactly the mouth shape, tongue placement, distortion placement, everything works, put the scream under it, and now you can just, you know, adjust the distortion of your scream, and everything is right. Everything is correct. You practiced it. It sounds good while whispering. It's correct. It's just a matter of like adding the distortion under it, and then you're gonna have a lot easier time to figure out where the sound is for you, because we all have a different instrument, right? We all have a different mouth, different size of like neck, jaw, everything, you know? So it's gonna be different for you guys, you know? Your instrument is different, but the technique still applies. Also, when I said tongue placement, distortion placement, you can change it up to accentuate words in a song, okay? Like if you use the tongue placement like this, you can change the distortion placement to change the words, you know? You can go like you know, like just get creative with it. You know, it's a good technique to add in your repertoire so that you can, you know, get a lot more creative with your craft. If you want more about this whole in context toilet bowl stuff, I made a video on how to scream like Will Ramos. You can check it out. It's going to be linked up there. It's also going to be linked in the description of this video. Check it out if you're interested for that. There's a lot more tips in there going deeper on the techniques I think he uses to sound like that. Really great screamer, so that's always good to know. Guys, once again, if it hurts, stop, drink a lot of water, and always warm up, okay? Especially when you're trying to attempt new techniques, because, you know, it's unknown territory. So we're gonna push ourselves more, go in places we've never been before. And it's always best to be warmed up and really hydrated for that, okay? So just be careful, take your time, just be patient, and I'm convinced you'll get there. If you like this video, just leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you want me to make a video about. I really enjoy making those videos, and I always check those comments to see what you guys want a tutorial about or want to see in general. You know, if you want covers of some stuff, you know, whatever, just let me know. All right, see you guys, have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.